Hi everybody, I just wanted to put up a quick video about the first real content unit of the class, which is the Philosophical Foundations unit. It's a unit I've designed to give you sort of a big picture idea of what's going on in the class. Hopefully that'll make the rest of the class easier to understand. It doesn't mean that there's more work. What I've done is I've taken some of the assignments out of other units. I just find it's an easier way for you to get your understanding together. The first assignment in the Philosophical Foundations unit is an assignment called the Branches Assignment, and it's a pretty straightforward one. You have access to a PDF file that looks exactly like this. There's two ways you can fill it in. If you're computer friendly, you can fill it in electronically. If not, you can download it, print it off, and then fill it in manually. Take a picture of it with your phone or a digital camera, and then send it to me, or put it in the Dropbox. And that reminds me to say, it's really important that you put your assignments in the Dropbox and make sure they're in the correct Dropbox. Because the way the Desire to Learn software is set up, it has to be in the Dropbox in order for me to use the rubric to mark it. This assignment in particular is about the units that we're going to be studying in our course. Philosophy is a very big sort of set of ideas, and over time it's been broken down to make it manageable into smaller ideas, and these are the units that we're going to be looking at in the course: metaphysics, ethics, epistemology, and aesthetics. For any one of these areas, I'll just pick ethics, what I want you to do is I want you to find what the big question is. The internet is going to help you out here. So if you go and you start to research what ethics is, you're going to find out what sort of things ethics deals with. And I'll give you a hint. It has to do with the idea of right and wrong. And then what I want you to do is very briefly, this isn't designed to be, a huge research project. I want you to, in 3 points, talk about what are the main points, a summary, if you like, of this idea of ethics. What makes it specifically ethics? And then list an important philosopher and some of the subcategories of ethics. You'll see when you start to do your research that these sort of divisions of philosophy have subdivisions unto themselves. Again, it'll help you make sense of things as we move on through the course. Quick turnaround, like I say, internet's going to be your friend on this. Make sure that you have, for example, the big question, that you have that accurately and that 3-point summary accurately. Put that in the right Dropbox, and then you're on to the next one. The next one, your chart might look a little bit different than this one, but it's essentially the same thing. This is philosophy and the humanities. Philosophy is part of the humanities. What I want you to be able to do by the time that you finish this particular assignment is to be able to refer to philosophy as a humanity and talk about how it's similar and different than the other humanities. So, for example, in this area, you would be listing things about philosophy. What is it about philosophy that makes it philosophy? What is it about sociology that makes it sociology? What's specific about that area of study? Political science, the same thing. And then finally, what are the similarities? They're all humanities for a reason. What are the things that are similar about them that make them all humanities? Next assignment is Plato and Aristotle. This is a little bit bigger of a writing assignment, but it's still point form. It's not a major research essay. Plato and Aristotle are two of the most important philosophers in the Western tradition of philosophy. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to research them. I've got some videos about them. They'll be coming out soon. They are, in effect, teacher and student, and they didn't get along. Does that sound familiar to you? At any rate, they develop very different, in effect, divergent ideas about philosophy. I want you to talk about what it is specifically. I want you to follow a format that I've given you. It's part of the assignment. And this is the format here. From philosophy down to importance. So I want you to talk about, in each case, you're comparing them. What is it about their philosophy that makes it specific, again, to what did Plato think broadly? What did Aristotle think broadly? And then I want you to drill down a little bit. So you're comparing their philosophy broadly, and then I want you to compare it specifically. What did they say about ethics? What did Plato say? What did Aristotle say? I want you to put it side by side. And then political philosophy, and finally, what was their importance historically and to later philosophers? Make sure you support your statements with facts. This is one of the first assignments that I use the originality checker, which is like a plagiarism checker for. It's part of the desire to learn software. It's very good. It's important that it's in your own words. This is not a cut and paste assignment. I want to see you actually processing that information and doing the summary yourself. Finally is the culminating assignment for the unit, the timeline assignment. What I want you to do is I want you to find 15 crucial philosophers. Crucial I'll come back to in a minute. But I want you to find what you think are the 15 most important philosophers in the history of Western philosophy. I want you to divide your timeline into 3 areas: ancient, medieval, Renaissance, and then modern. Those are pretty broad areas. And I want 5 of those crucial philosophers for each area. For each philosopher, I want you to have a picture of them, their name, key dates, born and died. I want you to have a listing, again, a point form, summary listing of their key beliefs. So that's a point about their importance, and then a quote. So that, if you do the math for that, that's going to be 5 philosophers for each era. You can do this as this student did. This is an assignment that was handed in to me last year. On Bristol board, by hand, cut, glue stick, that whole thing, marker, if you want to. You can also do it electronically. I had a lot of students that submitted it electronically, and they look great. Make sure it's legible. Make sure you do the research, and I said crucial for a reason. So philosophy is like any field of study. There are some people that made major contributions and some people not so much. You have a choice of using a series of videos about philosophy or some internet sites to find who your crucial philosophers are going to be. It doesn't matter to me so much that everybody has the same crucial philosophers, but it does matter to me that the philosophers that you choose are important ones and that you're able to say why. As in anything, if you have questions, please email them to me. I'll try and respond to you right away. You'll notice that I have due dates for each of these assignments. I know that some online teachers don't, and I know that some students find that a little bit off-putting, but I do. And the reason for that is because it helps you keep on track. The thing that I'm concerned about is that students procrastinate a little bit, and then they find that they have so much work that they begin to go through it very quickly, and then the quality goes down, and then of course the marks are not what they should be. I know that many of you are considering going on to post-secondary education, and so your marks are important. So we start out with due dates, and we go due dates all the way through. It's a way of you and I both to track how the assignments are going, how you're progressing through the course. Hope you enjoy it. One more time, questions, make sure you get them to me. Good luck.